Blaney has a big walk-off win, so this pod's going to be all about the championship race. We're going to cover all gambling as it is, but we might as well just stop right now and say this is a big conversation about what it's going to look like. We have Kyle Larson. We have Bell. Larson, a champ before, been here before, and was the champion. Bell has been in the championship four before. Last year, never won a championship. Then new to the scene, most wins on the year, William Byron, first time to the championship four. Larson and Byron, just to remind our listeners, out of Hendrick Motorsports, Bell out of Gibbs. And then with the last week's win, Ryan Blaney, also never been in the championship four. He's now part of the group. Surprisingly, James Hamlin and Truex both missed out. Reddick and Busch are great years. James and Old Denny and Truex can't feel great about their year. I mean, they're still okay years, but it hurts not making it.
Experience the thrill of the racetrack like you're in the driver's seat with Draftking Sportsbook. Bet on your favorite racers and feel the rush of every pass, pit stop, and victory like never before. Right now, new customers can turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. Bet 5 on anything to score big no matter what goes down on the track. The round of 4 is set, and even though a champion will be crowned on the racetrack, anyone could win the race. Teams will put it all on the line, so be sure to tune in to our 5 bets to watch before placing your bets. With props, parlays, and more, there'll be racing action all week long. The racing action doesn't stop till the checkered flag drops. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and join with code DMD. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's code DMD, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
So it's all about the championship four. Everybody else is still on the track, but let's just talk about it. Larson is the favorite. I have a question, Trav. I didn't see championship odds. Do they mirror the race win odds, or are they different?
They're slightly less. Let me grab
So
those
no,
for
you don't even have to, because I'm just going to say it like this. So I thought they would be slightly less, because here's what happens. You don't have to win the race. Whoever finishes first is going to be the champion of those 4 cars. Every year it's been the winner. But in theory, if they ran 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, the guy who finished 8th would be the champion. Once again, it's going to be the race winner. Professor, do you have anything in your little squawk box in there to tell me that it's not going to be the race winner?
No chance. They even might run 1, 2, 3, 4.
So go ahead.
For example, Larson is plus 180 to win the race at DraftKings. To win the championship, he's plus 150. So they're all slightly less than what they're.
Just take the odds. Just take the plus 180 to win the race.
You should bet the race.
Do you find that that's just driver respect
Yep.
for the guys that are not in it, just letting them do their thing? And
people could say whatever they want, and if your favorite driver isn't in it, that's fine. But it can't be pandemonium. We're 35 weeks in, right? This is kind of like, when you go to take the victory knee and the one pissed off lineman jumps and hits the guy. He looks like an ass. You're like, dude, you've had 4 quarters to do something. Don't, you know what I mean? This is kind of that same thing. They'll race them if they're, if they're way slower, they're going to go by them. But, you got to give these guys the respect they've earned. They pick pits first. Wherever they qualify, these 4 cars in the order they qualify will pick 1, 2, 3, 4. So there
do
are.
they start up front, or do they have
Nope,
to?
they start where they qualify. They start where they qualify.
So do the other drivers, are they giving them deference at the start, or at what point do the other drivers kind of say, all right, let's stop being as aggressive as normally would?
So I think that if you normally run at 95% to make sure you don't wreck, when you're around a playoff guy, you roll it back to 90. So you don't make a mistake and collect. So say I run the chopper down, right, and he's a playoff guy, and I'm better than him, and I overdrive the corner, and I make a mistake, wreck myself too, but I take him out. I would think that's a pretty unacceptable move with everything on the line for the guy you're racing against. I think that's really the difference, Trav, right, is you can't be right to the razor's edge around these guys. Now, if I am Denny Hamlin and I'm racing Byron, Blaney, or Larson, I'm not racing them super hard, but I'm definitely running hard enough to, if they have to pass me, they're going to burn some tire to go by me, right? It's my job, right? It's my job to help my teammate, my fellow team, my other manufacturer out. So back to the point about the champion, it's going to be the winner. So let's talk about the 4. The real question is, this is crazy to say, but who do you bet? Larson at plus 180 to win the race, Blaney at 300, Byron at 380, and Bell at 500 to win the race. And if you don't take one of those 4, then just don't take anyone. And that's okay. Like, I know this is crazy, but it's okay if you say there's no odds in the championship 4, then I'm not going to bet a winner. Well, then let me tell you, don't bet a winner. Don't throw any money away anywhere else. Professor, it's only happened what? Never in Cup and once in Xfinity?
Never in Cup, but it has happened in Xfinity and Truck. So,
All right, let me have it. Professor, now's your moment. Let's have the Predictor app.
well, so it's pretty tight this week. So it's Byron, Blaney, and they're separated by the slimmest of margins, and then Larson, then Logano, Denny Hamlin, Harvick, and Bell, all kind of interchangeable there. But I would say Byron and Blaney all at the top.
Okay. Give me tier 2, because that's what we're going to talk about a lot about on this podcast. Is let's talk about where there's some other value in the book.
Truex, but I'm not sure how you bet him. Chase
Whoa,
Elliott,
whoa,
Kyle
whoa,
Busch.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you just fade your whoa. You can't bury your lead. Truex from the president of the fan club. I don't know how you bet him.
It's true. I don't know how you did.
I'm going to save that piece of audio and repurpose it next year and whenever we want to.
Truex, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch moves from tier 4 to tier 2 this week. Hey,
Wow.
hold on though, Stevie, how right were we about Kyle Busch last week though?
Guys, I have to tell you, we're in the middle of a national broadcast on NBC, and my man he's not giving me Blaney stats or Hamlin stats or even Eric Almirola having a great run. He holds his board up, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be some great Eric Almirola nugget I can drop on the crowd. All it says, tier 4. That's all the page says, tier 4. So I'm like, I look over and he's tapping the screen, tier 4. And I'm like, oh boy, he's lost his mind.
Yeah, but he's up to tier 2 this week, so this might be his week. Then Chastain, Reddick, Keselowski, and Buescher. No real surprise there.
So if I take that out to top 10s, the first guy, Truex, is even money for a top 10. Even money for a top 10. Do we throw Chopper a respectful Martin Truex Jr. cap on 2023 top 10 bet just for the...
Nope. As I told you last week, he's done. Harvick's done. Truex is done. That's it.
What about Harvick? He's finished top 10 in the last 20 races
I don't
there.
even want to. Harvick, come on.
But Harvick's not even plus money for top
Yeah.
10. You can't do that.
He's only done it 20 times in a row, Professor.
Yeah, only 20 times in a row, but we're not going to bet on him.
No, but I think it's not that, but it's
How many top 10s has Harvick had this year? 5?
Well, he had one at Phoenix.
11. Top 10s?
Yeah.
He's probably had 10 or
Top
11.
10.
He's at 13 of them.
Yeah, there you go.
at minus 250 though. You can't really bet.
And
that,
minus
right,
250
Rob?
at 13 top 10s. I'm not real good at the math, but you'd be down about 10 units.
Well, but
Yeah.
when's the last time he didn't have one at Phoenix?
I'm not sure I'd bet Harvick if he was the only car running. I mean, I you know, he's a goat, but you know,
But they all have to go out to
Not this
pasture?
year.
Is that what you're saying?
right? That's Jimmy Johnson. I mean,
Well, then
in
let's
the
get
end,
to some
right?
serious questions. Kyle Busch is plus 175 for a top 10. I mean, that's almost 2-1 to run inside the top 10.
He's done too.
Okay. How about Ty Gibbs?
Now there you go. That kid still cares.
So
The only problem is he has a lot of baggage coming over from last week between Hocevar and Logano. Man, he wrinkled some fenders. I don't know if.
Well, what about like someone like Eric Jones? I know we keep mentioning his name throughout this year. Plus 600 top 10. No.
Nope, not this week. This week we're going to have 7 monsters and 3 surprises, and it's going to be hard to pick the surprises. Like, if you wanted a surprise, I'll give you a long shot surprise. Professor, give me your over-under on where Alex Bowman's going to finish. This is where he came on
15.
the scene. I think that's fair. So if you wanted a guy that has real value, it's a value bet now. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You want a real value bet. You get 5-1 on Alex Bowman, an Arizona kid. This is where he showed up on the scene, leading some laps. I'm not talking top 5 or 6. I'm talking he's going to run 7th to 16th. So if he gets in the front of that window, you hit your 5-1 bet. I mean, right, Professor? I mean, that's a real value bet. Before I took Ty Gibbs at 2-1, I would take Bowman at 5-1.
How about Bubba at 275?
I don't know his numbers here, Professor. I hate Bubba
Um,
hasn't won. Bubba's had a good year. I hate that he hasn't won. He's really. I don't mean to talk about every driver on here and send them off, but Bubba needs to be proud of not only what he did on the track, but off the track, on the radio. But he's a guy that I think he jumped out of Professor's tier 3. You know, he jumped forward.
yeah, but he's struggled here in the past, so I would tend to stay away from him here.
And just like that, the Professor kicks his crutch out from underneath him.